Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'm talking to singer-songwriter and Grammy-winning recording artist Tori Kelly. Her new album, Tori, is out now, and her tour starts on April 12th. Let's go.
That's my kind. I don't want no bad times. I don't want to have bad.
Should we start with where you're at or where you started?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, those are two very different things. I guess where I'm at is probably a cool place to start. Because I feel like I'm in a really good place, which is fun. I feel like, so I have an album coming out.
Called Tori.
It is called Tori, all caps with a period.
Yeah.
The period's important. It's a statement. I actually feel like that kind of symbolizes where I'm at, which is just kind of taking ownership of my artistry and having a lot more fun. Not that I didn't have fun before, but I think I was a little more serious in my music. And I think I'll always have that, but I'm in a phase now where it's like, okay, I've kind of shown all these sides, but there's still a lot of sides that I haven't shown, actually. The performer side of me, the just even like the overall aesthetic. I didn't usually pay attention to, like visuals and stuff. I was kind of just like, I'm a singer and I'm just about the music, and everything else you guys can figure out. And I think with this chapter, stepping into my 30s now, having kind of done it for a while, now I'm like, wait, I can just have fun now.
Yeah. Do you think that you limited yourself there? Because I feel like experience in this business, we don't realize how multi-talented and multifaceted we are. And I feel like your age is when I actually started thinking that way too. Like right when I was like turned 30.
Yeah.
30, 31, I started going like, wait a minute, I actually know how to do that.
Yeah.
And I always wonder why I limited myself in my 20s. Like I confined myself to certain boxes because I just went, no, I don't really do that. And then you kind of go, well, why did I limit myself that way? And I don't really know why.
Yeah, that is interesting, because I think for me at least, it felt like I had been grinding like all my life as a kid, just kind of trying to make it, doing my thing. And then there was a video that went viral. It was a cover that I did with a friend of mine who's so like this really talented beatboxer, and it's me playing guitar, her beatboxing to Frank Ocean cover called Thinking About You. And that was like my first taste of like a viral moment. I was like, what is going on? And so, but up until that point, I was already like in and out of the industry. I was signed when I was 12. So that was just like a fun thing. I was like, oh, what's this YouTube thing? Let me start, messing around with it. So when that blew up, also I had just dyed my hair blonde when that blew up. Brown is my natural hair color. So I'm just like, I'm like 19. I'm having fun with my hair, whatever. I just picked up guitar. And so people sort of, this is just my take on it. I think what happened is people saw that image and was like, okay, girl with her guitar, blonde hair. Wow. And that was I think that was a lot of people's first look at me and first time they maybe heard me. And so without me realizing, I think I subconsciously was just like, oh, I need to, I shouldn't change my hair then. I should stay this. Or, oh, people like seeing me with the guitar. Okay, cool. And that is very much me. Like, it wasn't like I was playing a character or anything, but I just sort of ran with it because it was working. And so then fast forward all these years later when I'm like, oh, wait, like, I like to dance too, or I like to, do this style of music too. And I just sort of forgot about it. And then I dye my hair back to my natural color, and people are like, whoa, what's happening? Like, they think it's, this big change, and I didn't think that would happen, but then now it makes sense. I'm like, oh, it's because you guys thought you knew who I was. And that is definitely a big part of who I am. But now I'm really excited to show all these different sides that have always been there, but I just haven't had really the type of music to kind of let it out.
What I take away from it is this moment of your talent captured in this organic place, which I always think is the best way.
Yeah.
Is this real moment where you are doing something you love with someone you like, expressing yourself as an artist. You hear a song and go, oh, I'd love to sing that my way. And you do it your way.
Yeah.
You put your artistic spin on it, and people see something that is otherwise kind of amazing. It looks like a magic trick when someone can pick up the guitar and sing a song and it sounds good. That's like a magic trick to most people because most people can't do it. But it's just a fact. Why people love that moment is that.
Yeah.
But the world we live in says, oh, it's your hair and your clothes and the way you guys did this. And they try to work out why it feels magical.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean the hair doesn't matter or what you're wearing doesn't matter. It does because it's a part of your expression. But like, I feel like a lot of times in music, people try to recapture the thing we did when we were just doing it. And you're like, no, I'm on to this now. I want to do this.
Right.
And what we have to learn as artists that I didn't get, again, like till I was probably 30 was, oh, the part about me that is special is me being myself, doing what I love.
That part.
And expressing myself.
100%.
And everybody else is trying to work out the kitsch. They're trying to work out the thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, look, we look like that.
Yeah.
But we were just expressing ourselves.
Right.
We can't redo that at that time. And that's where I think you start getting pulled off the path slowly. You know, some artists get pulled way off. Everybody has their version of that though, where they were like trying to recapture a magic that you can only get by expressing yourself and being yourself and like having the joy of the thing you do. Right. This God-given talent that you can't explain why you have it, but you feel compelled to sing and to express yourself.
Yeah.
And that's like the good part of it that I think we all relate to when we see it happening, but we then try to work it out. Why was that a success?
Totally.
You're like,
the whole industry tries to figure that out. Yeah. Like,
and then they start telling you what you should do. And you're like, no, I think I should just lean into how I feel.
Right.
And then you start to do that more and more. And then that's what I learned in my 30s was like leaning into how I feel and going like, I don't know. I think something's there. I'm going to just explore it. I'm going to figure it out. And then you keep leaning in and then you start down this path of like what I really think is total joy. The challenges are real, but you feel inspired to work and figure it out.
Yeah.
Versus, how do we have another hit? Oh, okay.
Gosh.
I guess we have to dress this way and do this, and then maybe we'll get that guy to do this, and then you start trying to formulate hits.
My heart rate is going up hearing you talk about this.
You know?
Yeah, totally. It's like it's exhausting, and I think anyone can fall into that though too. When something works, it's like, okay, like how do we get that again? And it's just, it's just so
because no one said, hey kid, you're fucking special. Just block all the bullshit out and just do what you want. And I think you'll do it again. Yeah. And it might be in a different way or it might be, but like that's to me like art versus the commerce.
Yeah.
Commerce has to be there for our jobs because this is the job. But I think we put the art first. And then once we get that right and we feel good about it, then we figure out how we market it, how we take it out to the world.
Yeah.
And that can be fun too, actually.
Yeah.
There's got to be room for it to be different, though, every time, I think.
Totally. Yeah, because then it's like if you do the same thing over and over, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah. But when you're young, you also feel all this pressure to try and make everyone happy.
Yeah.
They must be experts because they worked with so-and-so and so-and-so. And who am I?
Yeah.
You know, like that's how you feel when you're 19.
Totally.
Like, what do I know?
Yeah.
I'm not that special. I think I'm special enough to sing and do the YouTube video.
Yeah.
And then have millions, 100 million people watch it and go, that's good.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm not special enough. That part to me is where artists get off because now you're special. Now you just got to keep doubling down on like how you feel and what you want to say and let it feel natural, I think.
Yeah, I think just thinking of how the way my career is kind of panned out, the thing I am grateful for is that it does feel like I never was like this overnight success story, which looking back, I'm really grateful for that. It's like I had to put in the work. It was it still feels kind of like this slow grind, like this, you know, I have this like core fan base that's incredible that have just continued to rock with me. So I'm really grateful that it wasn't this like, one huge ginormous hit, and then I'm just like on this roller coaster and, don't know what to do and then have to figure out what to do after. It's like, that is what I'm grateful for. When I look back, I'm like, okay. And in a lot of ways, this has just kind of been like baby steps and
one brick at a time.
Yeah. Which is cool. And I'm just like grateful that I still get to do it,
If you think about like Tori Kelly, you don't think like one song. I think you
told
think
that,
more
yeah.
of like I think more musically, I think big voice, musically talented, real musician, things like that versus like, oh, that song, remember that song.
Yeah. Thank you though. Cause it's like you spend all this time trying to figure out what that hit is for you. And, and who knows, it's like, I think that would be awesome if that does happen. Like that would be amazing, obviously. And I even think with this new music, there was a sense of kind of like surrendering almost to whatever that hit thing is, because I think for a lot of my career, I was like, oh, I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. I want to just like, be in the corner and like do my own thing. And I didn't want to chase that sound. And I think there's this sense of security that has come over me. Like I said, stepping into my 30s, I think there was basically what I told my executive producer, who is John Bellion. I don't know if you guys have met. He's incredible.
Incredible.
So really well known as like a songwriter, but also incredible artist. And what a lot of people don't know is he's an amazing producer as well. Yeah. So he did my whole album, and I literally walked into the studio and was just like, I want big songs that I can belt out in the car. And I had never said that before. I think in the past I would have been like, I want to make sure like I relate to every single lyric, which I do still on this album. But I think the priority used to be, just like really deep and a little left field sonically, and just like more, I don't even know, explain what my sound even was, but maybe more on the singer-songwriter side of things, like soulful.
Yeah, but you can out-sing so many of those singer-songwriters, and I love I love singer. I love singer-songwriter.
Same.
I love the genre of like singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
There's something about the craft of the song, and it's usually less about the vocal. The vocal's more honest, and there's something super kind of authentic and imperfect about it with a lot of great singer-songwriters. But the songwriting is like unique and special, and you can out-sing a lot of people. You have a real...
Thank you.
You have one of those voices, and you should flex that.
Yeah, I like flexing. It's fun. I love singing.
I would just flex it.
But
I'd be at karaoke once a week, flexing my voice.
That's the thing, though. When I do karaoke, I'm like not even singing real. I'm just doing like impressions the whole time. I'm being so silly. Good. But yeah, that's the thing, though, is I think, like you said, I've always kind of been known as this voice, but genre-wise, I've kind of been all over the place, which has been, I used to think was a bad thing. I was like, oh, I got to stick with one thing. I got to, make sure I have a brand and let people put me in whatever box makes sense. And so I really struggled that starting out. And now I'm like, that's actually really awesome that I've been able to have a career where I've been able to do all these amazing genres and really pour myself into them. And I know I keep tying it back to now, but it really does feel like this album is like a full circle, kind of everything I love. This is me in an album. This is where I'm at right now. And also, like, I talked with John about this, was like, okay, if people know me as a singer, but you can't really pinpoint a song necessarily, let's really dive into like, what is my sound? Like, let's really play and explore and have fun. And we almost made these like it was almost like I was being characters on different songs, but they were all different sides of me that were coming out. Sometimes I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to show that side, but I was like, I'm going to show that side because that's real, and I haven't showed that yet. And I'm probably just scared that it's going to clash with people's perception of me. Exactly. So it was this empowering process to let all those things out, and I'm really proud of it. I'm excited about it.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think one thing that happens as we grow in age and experience is we integrate things. Right? And so I think like if the old bar was, I'm worried about the lyrics, I want to make sure everyone is perfect, or the songwriting is this, that was the ceiling for you of like what you wanted to do on that album, is now the floor. That's base level. Like I'm doing that. I already have that. Like you don't have to think about the lyrics anymore because you're already going to think about the lyrics.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about thinking about them.
Yeah.
Because you've already integrated that that's why artist development is so important,